You got baited into doing drama. I mean, you're right. Did you bring three monitors? No, I always bring one monitor. He's not fat man. He's skinny man bad. You were looking at Barack Ravid's tweet too. Someone who isn't even anti-Israel. Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, this is like, that's the funniest part about this process is that like people say like, oh, Hasan, you're a supporter or whatever, right? And it's like, I'm relying on Israeli news for most of my coverage. Okay. By the way, you have to see this one. Ethan Klein, in his latest display of ignorance, refers to the Israelis attacking 8 convoys as benign dudes who look like they're doing charity. Just in case you were wondering why he's so afraid to debate Hasan directly about such issues. These inbred douchebags in the background.
Like these are just dudes standing back there.
A nation entirely comprised of messy.
And this is an ongoing like joke with this community. These are just fucking benign dudes. Just I don't know what the they're doing. It looks like they're doing charity.
I know what they're doing. Yeah, that's awesome. He said they look like they're just benign dudes, look like they're doing charity. They're literally far right Jewish supremacist fascists. They're not doing charity, big dog. They're stealing. They're stealing the UNRWA aid. They're stealing the aid. And the people filming them are actually describing what they're doing. It's on the video. This is why I'm saying, like, what a ridiculous person, man. I don't know why he's still doing it.
Or something. It looks like they've got water or box.
He also doesn't understand, like, look, he does not understand this very important part of the conversation is that, like you can get pro-Israel news virtually everywhere in mainstream media, okay? Everything is massaged in a way to make it seem as though Israel is not a fascist state doing a genocide, even when everything that is observable points to that reality, right? There's a reason why people come to me to hear this side, even if they don't fully agree with my ideology, with the way I see the world. There are plenty of people who disagree with me and yet still rely on my coverage to develop a different understanding, to see what the other side's perspective is on certain issues. Okay? I do not hide my biases. I do not shelter you from that. Okay? I openly tell you what it is. But if you clip it in this way and go, oh, he's being racist towards Jewish people, he's being anti-Semitic, yeah, sure, you can get some people to believe that. But it is like, but you're just doing a disservice. You're doing a disservice to your audience, and you're doing a disservice to the truth.
Or something like they're helping, and he's going, oh, look at these inbred fucks. It's like, bro, who are you? What are you? Who are you? Like, how dare you?
Guys, the Israeli police is investigating the attack on the Gaza aid convoy.
Israeli security forces are paid to stop this happening. They either could not or would not, but clearly did not prevent Israeli settlers attacking an aid convoy yesterday. From the West Bank, bound for Gaza, where, say aid agencies, hundreds of thousands of civilians face famine.
But during the unloading and loading, settlers attacked these trucks, destroying the products and burning them in a systematic act of sabotage.
A continuation of...
Dude, they're so benign. They're being so benign. I'm very much not so left-leaning, but I 100% tune in whenever I want to hear the full story for any given geopolitical topic. Thank you for the content. There it is. That's it. You might not agree with me, but I'll show you my work every time. And you might have realized at this point that suspiciously, people who constantly say I'm spreading falsehoods will never actually show the full context and then constantly chirp about how I'm not watching these videos. Well, here's one aspect of the coverage and commentary that they do.
It is seen yesterday as settlers destroyed food at the same crossing point.
It's just bad faith. And he cries about 2-hour compilation. You got baited into doing drama. I mean, you're right. Did you bring three monitors? No, I always bring one monitor. He's not fat man. He's skinny man bad. You were looking at Barack Ravid's tweet too. Someone who isn't even anti-Israel. Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, this is like, that's the funniest part about this process is that like, people say like, oh, Hasan, you're a supporter or whatever, right? And it's like, I'm relying on Israeli news for most of my coverage. Okay. I feel like 95% of internet discourse is this, people going in circles about things that are easily verifiable, lol. Yeah. There's definitely a lot more of that than Palestinian news. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Serious. With Elon taking over the treasury and stealing who knows how much info is there at US for you to come back to, wondering where to escape. There's no way that you can escape the United States anyway. That's not a thing that you can do. What did you think about Canada targeting specifically red states and some of their retaliation? I think it's not. It's a weird way to approach it because there are plenty of wonderful people that live in the red states as well. But like, I mean, I think universal tariffs is understandable as a retaliatory measure regardless. You know what I mean? Genuine question. Why do you call yourself a socialist and not a communist? I don't care. I call myself a leftist regardless. I don't even usually call myself a socialist. I don't care what people call me. I don't care about these labels. You can call me whatever you want. I call myself a capitalist too. Oh shit, Shibuya boys. This is a beautiful work of art. You just call yourself a Marxist? Exactly. Ethan Klein claims the Houthis brought back the second source he cites is an Al Jazeera documentary that it makes it clear within the first 2 minutes that they're reporting on a time period beginning at least 4 years prior to the Houthi takeover.
I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back.
Do you think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing...
I almost forgot.
This is an investigation in Yemen, with local journalists and human rights campaigners forming part of the Al Jazeera team. In June 2010, a local Yemeni newspaper, Al Masdar, reported that not only existed, but was growing in Yemen. It published the story of 500 alleged slaves in the country.
Yeah, the first headline is Saudi propaganda article that says sources say all that. The first source he cites is a paper owned by a member of the Saudi family, the ruling family of Saudi Arabia. They've been fighting a war against the Houthis, their geopolitical enemy, since 2014. I've literally covered this article on stream before. Stop clicking links. Okay, you're right. I should stop clicking links. Oh, this is my favorite way. Okay, going back to domestic politics and not like Ethan Klein. One of my favorite things that the Republicans are doing. One of my favorite things that the Republicans are doing is this, where they present like obviously anti-American consumer related issues in a way where they bring up the culture war to make it seem like it's a good thing, right? Here, and you'll see a lot more of this. It's like the whole actually paying more for eggs is patriotic, and you're too like soy cucked and a libtard to understand that. Like it's shit like that, basically. I hope someone makes a video countering all of Ethan's points so soon, so I don't have to actually watch Ethan's video. I mean, you can if you want to. I don't give a shit. Go watch Ethan's video. That's the thing that I think a lot of his community doesn't understand. Like they think that I'm like afraid of this video or something when it's like it's all bad face smears that I've addressed a million times over. A fucking congressperson working alongside Sex Pestany literally compiled some of those clips out of context in a congressional header letterhead that they sent to Twitch. You think I'm not familiar with these clips? I know where they come from. They come from a website that is now defunct, but used to exist, that started off on October 10th, 2023. Okay? October 10th, 2023. The website was called hamasabi.com, where a compilation of clips where I will be advocating for something that is clipped out of context to make it seem like I'm advocating against said thing would appear on that website on a daily basis. These guys literally saw a genocide unfolding in the aftermath of October 7 and thought, how can we make this about Hasan and attacking Hasan? It's psychotic. He put the Hamas headband on you in this vid? Yeah, I don't really care. Also, Al Jazeera isn't a reliable source on Yemen, given their involvement in the genocide and support of the pro-Saudi government. No. The Al Jazeera documentary is literally criticizing Saudi-backed slavery in Yemen back in 2010. The Saudi news was claiming it was the Houthis actually in 2014 and beyond. Al Jazeera never claimed slavery. It was because of the Houthis. When you say the Burger Reich is here, should we actually be concerned about death camps and need to get out? I'm trans, or is that kind of fear-mongering? All my foreign friends think I'm going to get gassed any day now. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be death camps. He really got upset. Philly D's video did not cover y'all's drama. When the world was falling apart, he said he didn't even mention me and Hasan. Why would he do that? There is like 700 things that are incredibly prescient and much more important to cover than rehashing the same clips out of context that people have been blasting on the timeline in perpetuity for the past 16 months at this point, with the backdrop of it being a fucking genocide. It's ridiculous. Bro, the fact that you answered, I don't know, the death camps kind of says it all. Well, it's because it's not going to happen yet, okay? It's not. But that's the whole point. The Madagascar plan was simply a plan of mass deportation of Jews in Germany, right? That's how it starts. So I don't know where it goes, and it's entirely dependent on the level of resistance that comes after. It's also somewhat dependent on the incompetence of the leadership in implementing these initiatives. One of the only things that we can rely on at this point is not necessarily the Democratic Party, who has done a piss poor job of fighting back against these sorts of things, but perhaps the sheer incompetence of those at the administrative body, kind of like the whole "we tried to do a coup in Venezuela and failed" attitude. You know what I mean? But there are some funny moments that take place in this process, such as this one, where the Trump administration will do something horrible. What? Honestly, don't think Ethan is a bad person. Think he just went down a rabbit hole. Think if he said I fucked up, you'd be fine with him again. Don't feel that you are that petty. I mean, he spent an entire year, but yeah, as long as he apologized and made it right, and not to me, by the way, but to like all of the people that he has smeared in bad faith and try to make it up to them, I don't really care. I don't even care if he just stopped talking about me or Israel in particular. Like, I don't know if I'll ever view him in the same light ever again, but it's not even for my own brand or my own personal success or whatever. I think it's like good for his own mental health as well. Good for his own community if he just like stop these ridiculous things that he's doing. Anyway, we're getting sucked into drama again. This is irrelevant. All right.